Okay, so I guess I'm not allowed to leave yet. We're still talking about tourniquets, and we've talked about a lot of different kinds of tourniquets. If you watched the other videos, and I guess now we're going to talk about other tourniquets.
Indeed.
Thanks to our sponsor, Durkin Tactical, your AR-15 superstore. You can find out more at durkintactical.com.
Folks, this show is sponsored by 1776 Insurance. We're talking about comprehensive firearms collection coverage. That also includes your accessories as well as knives. If you've got questions or you want to learn more, please visit 1776insurance.com.
One of these is an earlier generation of what you're holding in your hand, okay? And one of them is a piece of Chinese ink garbage.
So, looking at this, and I don't know, I suspect the first thing that really stands out is this one has some printing on it. There's some markings there. There's no markings on this one. This one's been used a fair amount, which just, using my deductive Sherlock Holmesianism, I would expect that you guys would probably use a real one in training a lot, and probably not use a fake one in training a lot. You can see differences in these little rings right here. You can see differences in the flashing from the mold. There is flashing from this mold, but it's much finer, which indicates a much greater attention to detail in the manufacturing.
Which one is that you're holding?
I believe this is the real one, and I believe that, had it backwards. This one is the real one.
So that's a perfect example, though. It's very difficult to tell just visually which one is which, and aside from the authentic cap markings.
I mean, they could fake that too, though.
They could.
So, I mean, if you're buying it off of, say, Amazon or something, you might get one that has markings on it.
You might, but let me tell you how bad this one is. It's so bad, they won't write made in China on it. And they put that on everything.
It's like Frank's Red Hot.
Right. So the fact that there is absolutely no branding marking at all on this is really a dead giveaway. Now, could there be?
I mean, there are fake ACOGs out there with exact markings.
Right.
And the only way you know that it's fake is because the serial number that's on there was copied.
Right. Right. So the materials this is actually made of, even though they feel and look similar to that, you were even looking at the flashing and saying,
I was saying, this one looks like nicer flashing. There's less flashing here, but you're right.
When in use, we have actually broken dozens of these because the materials are inferior.
Do you mind if I try to break this one?
I'd prefer not.
No.
Yeah.
You want to have an example?
Yeah.
I'm probably too weak to break it anyway.
Go buy some.
I keep telling this story because I was issued a fake tourniquet. Bear took it from me at the Epic shoot. Literally, because why? Because they didn't order it through FedLog. Some LT or something decided he'd try to save some money. And
yeah, it's pretty common. You'll see a lot of them in inferior first aid kits that you can buy online or at your local survival shop or whatever. People trying to shave corners on their first aid kit.
I would assume you could probably see some difference here too, because this strappy bit is Kevlar in this one, right? Yeah, got to keep checking.
Yep.
It's Kevlar in this one, and and there's two.
There's two in both.
Oh yeah, you're right. But it's much thinner because it's Kevlar, and this is nylon.
Essentially nylon, yeah.
You can see a little difference in the width.
Unless you spend a lot of time
you have to look
both,
really close to see the differences.
Most people aren't going to feel the difference in that.
And unless you were, even if you spent a lot of time using them, you without the markings, you can look at them both and see, I can see little differences, but the differences don't shout out, this is the fake one.
Right. The for me, like the windlass is the trippy part because they feel identical, but they will snap that easily. As well as the C-clamp. The C-clamp will absolutely break on this Chinesian one.
Oh yeah, this is earlier because this
Yes,
one,
this is a Gen
buckle
5.
doesn't
Yeah,
have
that's-
that. Okay.
These are the Gen 7, but that's a Gen 5. The imitations are appealing because of the price difference.
Yeah.
And what I tell people is, I don't know if you've priced how expensive a funeral is, but that $25 you saved is
Yeah.
a drop in the bucket when someone you care about has died because of a tourniquet that broke when you try to use it.
Yeah, that would be the worst, most sinkingest feeling and you're like, well, now what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
We honestly, so the reason we have this blue tourniquet here is, and it is a real tourniquet, is just blue for training. It functions just as good. In fact, we've had lives saved with it from some of our customers. But each time you use a tourniquet, particularly the cat tourniquet, it degrades a little bit. In addition to if it's sitting out in the sun, in a car dash, or something like that. Or if it's getting, drug through the mud or whatever, they do wear out. And so like this one was in Bear's pocket for 2 years. And
That's been around a bit.
it is not in the greatest of shape, right? And all it did was sit in his pocket and occasionally get used for training. But you can see that the outer and inner belt are no longer stitched together. It's just in really rough shape. That being said, technically it still will work.
Yeah.
Just not reliably. And so what we're going for all this is...
This is the part that's actually putting the tension on it.
Right.
And it's anchored here at the end.
Yeah. So what we're going for is something that's going to work reliably. Yeah. So the blue is just so that you know, hey, I've practiced putting this on 1,000 times, so unless I have to, I'm not going to place my life on it. I have a separate one for that. So in class, I typically make the referral that this is like the Honda Civic. Like you just know that it's going to run, right? Well, this would be the Toyota Camry. Okay, so we have what we prefer for self-aid and buddy aid, me applying to you or me applying to myself. And then this is the soft tee, which personally, I do not prefer as much for self-aid as I do for applying to others because of that.
Now, that's not as hard to do as it was with this one.
This one basically
but it's
won't
still
do
not. It's not just pull it and it's where it needs to be.
Right.
I have to work at that to get it.
You do have to work at it, and so it's not quite as fast, but it is a tactical tourniquet. Okay.
And then good luck getting this pinned in here, right?
It's very difficult. Very difficult. However, if I am working on you, right? Pull your arm out.
Yep.
If I'm working on you, I'm going to take your arm and I'm going to put it up here. And now I can tighten this down.
Yeah.
Much easier. And then I have from over here, I can put it into that C-clamp like that.
Yeah.
Lock that triangle in. Now you're good.
But getting it into the C-clamp on my own,
On your own.
would have been really difficult because it's way back here.
Yeah, so it is. So
And
it requires...
and then getting this over the top of it, that's just the cherry on top.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to happen. And then it feels like it's
pretty secure.
It feels like it's
with
in
the notch there.
Yeah.
And it's a metal windlass, so it's not like it's going to give out. The difficulties that you would have to train past to apply it to yourself is the reason that we don't quite prefer it for self-aid as much as the cat. The cat is just better for that.
This is kind of interesting.
It is for
ability-
any kind of impinged limb, especially.
Yeah.
And so paramedics love these. Okay, paramedics love these
Yeah,
because
I can see that.
your casualties going onto a gurney, they're freaking being able to remove that and wrap it around an impinged limb. They're applying it to other people. Also, technically they're reusable, so you can wash it, sterilize it, and reuse it. Versus the cat is expendable. So paramedics and others like that definitely prefer those, from what we've been told. But the other big reason I carry one myself, okay, is because I have a brother.
You carry a soft tee?
I do.
Okay.
I have a brother whose thighs are massive.
Yeah.
You've met Dudley. Dudley was a MMA fighter, and he's not a small guy. It is 6 inches longer than a cat tourniquet.
Well, 6 inches isn't that much.
I mean, it depends on who you ask.
For perspective,
Yeah.
that fits like fully inside up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could put this. You could apply this tourniquet to somebody's torso.
Pretty much, yeah. Or, you know, replace your belt with it, you know.
There you go. Stop all the bleeding down there, right?
Maybe not. But
Is that how that works?
That's how it works.
Thank you guys for the knowledge bombs.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being gracious hosts. Thank you for everything. This is a fantastically illuminating experience for me. And like every moment of today and yesterday, I like literally every minute I'm learning something new. It's fantastic. I'm really enjoying my time here.
Yeah.
Thank you to Durkin Tactical for making this video series possible. Thank you guys for watching. I love you.